Today we are going to study about unification of Italy. As we all know, unification of Italy is an important event happened in Italy in 19th century, and as we know that great Roman civilization was originated in Rome. It was in Italy, and Italy had a great heritage and tradition of classical civilization, but it faded away gradually, and by 18th 19th century Italy was merely a geographical expression. There was no unity, there was no common nation state. Italy was divided into several small states, city states, as well as normal states. It was ruled by different rulers. Some of the Italian states were ruled by Austria, as they invaded and conquered Italian states, and they started ruling there. And some of the states were under France, especially during the time of Napoleon Bonaparte. Uh, some of the states of Italy were under Napoleon. So it was ruled by France, and some of the states of Italy were under Spain. Habsburg rulers of Spain ruled. So these rulers, the rulers of foreign domination, like Austria, France, and Spain, and even Pope also had a control over papal states and Rome. So they strongly opposed unification efforts in Italy. But the people of Italy and also the nationalist leaders of Italy, they strongly demanded unification. So Italy was a geographical expression merely, as there was cultural, economic, social, and political difference between northern states of Italy as well as southern states of Italy. And as a result of foreign domination, political instability, economic decline, there was high rate of poverty, and no efforts were made to improve the standard of living, about the education, about the social life. There was lot of problems in Italy. So there was high rate of poverty, illiteracy, social stratification, political instability, and backwardness in economic system. In 1815, there was Congress of Vienna, and it gave more power to Austria, France, and they started ruling with more control. Earlier, during the time of Napoleon, he tried to introduce, that means that was from 1797 to 1815, till the death of Napoleon in 1815. He was able to introduce several good reforms for the unification of Italy. He tried to introduce unification through by implementing uniform system of administration, by introducing educational reforms, and also some economic reforms that all help the people to think unitedly. And as they were under the control of Napoleon, and there was uniform system of administration was introduced, so there was a background was made for Italian unification during the time of Napoleon. But in 1815, when Congress of Vienna was held in Vienna, Austrian ruler Metternich had a great voice in this Congress of Vienna, and the aims of Congress of Vienna was to redraw the map of Europe. Redraw the map of Europe, that means make Europe, or put European countries before Napoleon's period. So they want to not to unite European states or Italian states, but to disintegrate or divide, and rule policy was started. So and also unification efforts were made by the people, and it was totally suppressed by the rulers, especially the foreign domination, Austria, French rulers, and Pope and Spanish rulers. There was differences of opinion among the people of Italy because some people stood for republican form of government and some for constitutional monarchy and some for federation under the pope. So there was difference of opinion, there was multiple factors hindered unification process, there was no support from the rulers, and the people themselves had different of opinions in their demands. So mainly in nine Italian states were disintegrated, or it was separate, and it were ruled by Austria, France, Spain, and Pope. See, this is the explanation for what is nationalism given by Giuseppe Mazzini. It's clear, you can read it, and what it says is we can call a country or a place as a territory or a nation only if the people of that nation have the basic rights or the basic facilities, especially freedom, right to vote, education, employment. If these are satisfied, if these are provided, then we can call the people are enjoying basic rights and we can call that territory as a nation. Otherwise we can't call it as a nation. Here every nation states faced the same issue. In Italy also same problem. So it was considered as a mere geographical territory, and there was no sense of love, no sense of national feeling, as the people are facing lot of problems of development of basic rights, and they were not able to get employment. There was lack of job, there was no voting right, there was poverty increasing, there was no education, no employment, and no right to vote because there was foreign domination. So all these factors were there, and we can't call it as what Mazzini said. We can't call it these countries as nation because the people are suffering. Here the map shows the main places of Italian unification, the starting points. European countries are there, and we can see it. See, from 1100s to 1800s, Central Europe was made up of numerous kingdoms, numerous principalities, and numerous cities. So we can't call it as a nation state, even though nation states were there from 14th to 15th, 16th centuries. But in Italy and some other countries, there was foreign domination. There was different city states, different kingdoms. So there was no unification effort. But a small group of nationalists in Italy as well as in Germany, they worked to unify the territories into nations. As they were all the nationalists of every country, they were inspired by the earlier revolutions, especially American War of Independence, in which they demanded freedom and declaration of rights, and French Revolution, you know the slogans liberty, equality, and fraternity, and also after the Napoleonic Wars, it all inspired the people of Italy and Germany for unification and national movement. As Italy was comprised of small cities and provinces, there was many factors hindered its unification process. But during the time of Napoleon, he tried to combine the Italian territories, giving people a sense of Italian unity. So that was the background. That sense of Italian unity or sense of national consciousness among the minds of people of Italy was the major factor. So Napoleon tried to introduce uniform system of administration, uniform system of education, and he tried to revive the classical civilization of Rome, and Italians had a common language and religion. So these factors, there are some factors which united the people's mind, but there were several hindrances from the part of rulers, especially from the part of Austria, Spain, France, and other rulers. And here we can see Napoleon started ruling from 1797 and till 1815. He tried to unite small city states into larger units to make it more efficient, to make his role more efficient. But it was a blessing in disguise, and it promoted unification tendency, national tendencies in the minds of people. So, role of Napoleon in the development of Italian nationalism is clearly felt to the people as they were able to speak same language through his educational reforms. There was common religion, common demands, commonality in many aspects. and he introduced same uniform system of administration. So that efforts were there, but it did not last, because in 1815 there was Napoleon's defeat, and Congress of Vienna split Italian states again, and that spirit of nationalism that was hindered, but it rise to throughout Europe. And the background inspired by nationalism, as we already mentioned, even though Italy was divided into a number of independent states with foreign rulers, but there was a tendency for national independence. And Congress of Vienna, it was held in Vienna in 1815. It restored Italian city-states with their pre-Napoleon reactionary government. So Austria gained control of Lombardy and Venetia, and Bourbon dynasty of France, it was they ruled Naples, and also Spain had some control over Sicily, southern parts of Italy. So Italy was divided among the foreigners, foreign domination, especially Austria, Spain, France, and Pope. And after Congress of Vienna, Metternich wanted Congress of Vienna to maintain old Europe. So after this Congress of Vienna, national groups, national movement were ignored. So there were several national groups in Italy, and they demanded constitutional monarchy or republican form of government or freedom, or some sort of their demands were not at all satisfied, and these groups were completely ignored by the rulers planned by Congress of Vienna. So after Congress of Vienna, Bourbon dynasty was returned to rule Naples, and it continued. Congress of Vienna demands or provisions continued, and in 1830 there was a revolution in Europe, in several parts of Europe, for a change in government, for freedom, nationalism, etc. In 1848 also there was movement. So nationalists revolted against foreign rule in Europe as well as in Italy. In Italy also 1830, 1848 revolutions happened. Several events were there, and it all tried to unify Italy, but revolt failed. Even though 1830 and 1848 revolutions was not successful, but it inspired the people for future moments. See, this is Risorgimento. Risorgimento is a secret society, and it was mainly for Italian national unification movement. So Italians were already inspired by French Revolution, and Congress of Vienna kept Italy separated. But this group, this Risorgimento group, is a secret society. Their main aim was unification of Italy. So national movement was strengthened through this group, and unification efforts continued. So there was dissatisfaction among the minds of people about the establishment of old monarchs or foreign domination. So Risorgimento was very successfully organized people. Another one is Carbonari. Carbonari was also another secret society. It was called Carbon Burners Group, nationalist society operating in secretly. It also aimed nationalism, and it was strongly worked, and they wanted to establish constitutional monarchy, and they were against Vienna settlement, against Austrian domination and Metternich's declaration. Metternich declared Italy is merely a geographical expression. It was not Italy was not at all considered as a nation. So that the declaration was opposed by the nationalists of Italy, and Carbonari, Risorgimento contributed a lot for the Italian unification.